Just so y'all know, we don't have an abusive household. And no, I don't beat him. He's like 6'1". I'm like under 5 feet. It's just not logistically going to work out.
She's like, help me. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of House of Ways and Means. It's Turn Down Friday. So this week we were talking about spanking.
Oh, no, it's not what you think.
Yeah, not like that. When we were kids, we were talking about spanking. And so we just want to talk about today, what is the worst spanking that you ever got? And now that we've grown, what do you think about spanking?
First of all, the worst spanking I ever got was from my dad. And he's only spanked me one time. Maybe it just took one time. I'm telling you, I was his favorite child. Spank me? I wasn't getting spanked. I was coddled.
I don't know how he made it, man. Like, dealing with you. We've only been married for
I am still his favorite. Hey, Dad. Anyways, but this beating was like the worst beating I've ever had. Cause my mom was the one that like gave out the beatings at home. She was the one that laid the law down. I don't know what it was that I did, but my father like sent me for the belt or whatever it was. And he gave me one of those around the world beatings where he beating you and you're trying to run from the belt, but he holding your one hand and you're like getting beaten and he just going around in a circle. It was like the worst, man. I was like, after the whole thing, I was like, Daddy, you have to do me like that though. Like, but I was like legit balling. Now, you can't do stuff like that these days. Like, that's like child abuse. You can't like. Plus, my skin wilts easily. I mean, to the point where I could sit on a fabric and that fabric would print out on my skin. Like, that's how impressionable my skin is. So imagine me walking around with welts in school in today's age. Like, nah. My parents would have been sitting in jail 20 years. I'd be like, bye, y'all.
I feel like the people who get caught up on the whole child abuse thing, I mean, I guess they have some research that they like to use, but there's so much more beyond just whether or not you were hit by your parents. I mean, it's like a contextual thing, right? I mean, there is absolutely child abuse that's happening, but there's a whole different context from getting a spanking. Like, a spanking is different from your dad squaring up at you and just knocking.
That's assault.
No, that's battery.
That's battery. You're right. You're right. We also had the discussion this past week or so.
Yes, battery
is different.
For some reason, nobody uses that term anymore. Everything is assault. Oh, he assaulted. No.
Physical assault.
He beat him up. That is battery.
What about you though?
Oh, yeah. I'm off topic.
Your worst beating. Your worst spanking.
So, my worst beating, I'll never forget. I think I was 8. And we were in homeschool when I was a kid, and so every week there was one day that we had to go to my dad's office and we would spend hours there. It was just miserable. Every Wednesday we had to go to my dad's office from 12 p.m. and we would be there till like 9. And I hated it, and I was in a bad mood every Wednesday. So one particular Wednesday morning, my mom was trying to get us all ready, and my cousin was there too. So it was me, my 2 brothers, and my cousin. We were getting ready to go to my dad's office, where we would go sit and rot in the back. and watch this little, black and white TV that was broken with the knob. You had to get tweezers or something to change the channel. So I'm just not cooperating this day. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what I was mad about. I didn't even know what happened. But my mom would just beat us with whatever was available. So she was beating me with this little comb. It wasn't a little comb, it was a big comb. And so, I'm like getting hit with this comb. She's hitting me anywhere. Just anywhere she can get me. Because I'm like not getting ready. And I just don't want to go. And so she's hitting me. She's like, huh? And she's just snapping back. She's got the nice wrist action and everything. She's just hitting me, punishing me with this comb. And so eventually, I just had enough. I couldn't take it anymore. And I did the unpardonable sin. There's no way my mom remembers this. But I got up.
I'm gonna ask her.
I got up and I balled up my fist and I said, I'm gonna punch you. I said that through my tears. And she was like, oh yeah. She just wore me out with this welt. So by the time I got to my dad's office, I had comb-shaped welts all over me. I had them on my arms, on my legs. I don't think she made it to my face. I think she scared.
You had teeth like this, like just laying up.
Yeah, and then we get there, and then when we got home that night, I got yelled at again by my dad, because I told him I was gonna punch her. I'm like, look at me. So
what do you think about spanking now? Like,
I mean, I don't have a particular problem with the spanking unless it has to be contextual. You know what I mean? Like now, I mean, you probably know more of the research than me, being in your field, but the way things used to go was my mom's was a homemaker for a number of years. She stopped working to raise us, and then she went back to work when I was about 10. I'm the oldest. So she would, she would take us to the store with her all day when we were growing up, and we definitely got those beatings where if you embarrass me, I'll embarrass you. Like we're kirking in the store, just like all over the floor. Mom.
Why do moms? That's their favorite line. If you embarrass me, I'm gonna embarrass you.
Oh, my mom was nice with the cliches. She used to give us lay over her knee once we got home. Like if we acted up at the store, usually she didn't beat us at the store. Sometimes she would have to, but other times she would wait till we got home. And then we knew it was, we know it's coming. It's even worse because it's just like going to the doctor knowing you're gonna get a shot. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but you know it's coming. So she would put us on the step. She would sit on the step, make us lean over her knee, and then she would give us that hold. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. I'm looking at her like, you done got this off the daggone, what was the afternoon special? I mean, just relaying the same lines, and then she would beat us. And then but the worst is, it's how you gonna make the kid get his own belt? It's like choose your weapon. So we like going to get all the little felt belts. The little flimsy suspenders. You had the spandex.
The one made out of cotton and stuff.
I mean, but then you might get hit by the little metal buckle.
The little metal thing. Those metal, you want that. I used to get bruised
I'm like
from the metal buckles.
Putting pots and pans in my pants. So my mom was like the main, she was the one doling out all the punishment. My dad, he would beat us too, but he would only beat us, he had to beat us out of anger. It was the only way he was gonna seal the deal. Because if he didn't beat us the moment we did something while he was like in a rage, he wouldn't be able to go through with it. He was like,
yeah, that's my dad too.
He's too soft. Like if he tells you you're gonna get it later, you're not gonna get it.
You're not gonna get it later.
I mean, he'll talk to you or something, but it was like if he tried to tell you you're gonna get it later, he'll see you and then you'll see you like kind of wincing and tensing up, and then all of a sudden he'll just bust out laughing. Like he couldn't finish it. Then he'll give you.
He couldn't close the deal.
He would go boom, boom, boom. All right, now I'm like yes.
Yeah, my father didn't play that too. If he would beat us, he would beat us like right away. But I had my dad in the palm of my hand, man. I remember my mom told me the story about how he was supposed to take me to daycare or whatever, okay? And he took me and I decided I didn't want to go in. So my mom saw him coming back with me and my mom was like, why she not in daycare? And my dad was like, she didn't want to go. My mom was like, she didn't want to go? What you mean she didn't want to go? You better take her behind back to daycare. But listen, I was like, my dad, I had to beat up the palm. I just smell him, give him little puppy eyes. I mean, he was could not help himself. But yeah, I mean, I feel like today if I had a child, I don't know if I would. I feel like maybe like toddlers, things like that, I would spank like a really young child. But after the age of maybe about 6 or so, I don't think I would be interested in spanking. I would be like, where your cell phone at? Or let me just snatch this TV real fast out your room. Or
6-year-old with a cell phone. What kind of absurd?
Listen, these days, 6-year-olds got cell phone. I mean, I'm not.
6-year-old need a phone for?
I don't think a 6-year-old need a phone. I wouldn't buy a 6-year-old phone. I'm just saying that if a 6-year-old, whatever it is that kid enjoyed, if it was a blankie, whatever it was, blankie was going, that joke was going, and I don't care, the puppy dog tears you cry, I am consistent and I'm thorough. I will follow through with the plan. And I don't know, I don't know, maybe you would have to be like, you gotta ease up, babe, you gotta ease up. But I'm going all the way in. Oh, you gonna talk to me like that? Oh, you gonna talk to me like that? Get his Lego set. Where's his Lego set at? It's a wrap. You can get Legos for the rest of the week. That's it. Like, I feel like it would become more of like punishments or like timeouts and stuff like that, because I wouldn't want my child to believe that the only way that you can resolve problems or conflict or upset or anger is through physical violence. But as a child, like a little child, like they need to learn, because they aren't capable of understanding beyond getting a little pat on that butt. Now, what I would do, what I have seen though, is like have you ever gone somewhere to like a grocery store and you see like this 4-year-old cutting up and you over there like, you about to be this person's child, but you try hold it back? Like, have you ever done that?
No. That's somebody else's problem. I'll be like, I'm not gonna be the one that trying to defend nobody else's parenthood. Like, that's, to me, that's something. If that's a recurrent event, then that's something that the parent is not doing, instilling at home. But I mean, it's also funny to see those kids with like the leashes on. I haven't seen them in a while. Those have become super stigmatized. But I remember there was a point, probably when we were teenagers, with them little coilies stretching things.
Yeah.
They had kids walking around with leashes.
Y'all remember that?
I think the imagery of it was just too bad, so they had to like stop doing it. But I mean, for me, I'm not against spanking. I mean, y'all know I got a son. I definitely spanked him, but I stopped when he was like, I think 8 was the last time I spanked him. I mean, he's a teenager now, so I mean, my first instinct has been to just talk or yell. Make him do what he's supposed to do verbally, and then then you have to escalate. I did used to pinch him sometimes though, so that went beyond the last spanking. I was like, give a nice pinch. You know what I mean?
I hate pinches, man.
When you get a nice pinch, you don't have to spank. You know what I mean? But even still, like there's moments that I regret as far as discipline. I mean, I think every parent probably wishes like, I wish I could have that one. Maybe I overdid it that time. I mean, I'm sure my mom regrets beating me with a comb and.
I'm gonna ask her. I'm sure she remembers it as probably a sweet moment.
Extension cord.
I'm gonna beat you too with a comb.
Back of her hand. Look, my mom would hit me with whatever she had available to her.
Oh my gosh. So my mom stopped spanking us like a long time ago. But I remember this one time I was like 16 or something. Back then, like, my parents were in the process of building a house. So my dad was like working super hard. My mom had like 2 jobs. So me being the oldest daughter, I was the one I was like cooking, cleaning, doing all the laundry, doing all this stuff. So nobody could tell me nothing. I felt like I was the woman of the house, right? Because I was the one feeding my siblings, right? My younger siblings. So my mom came home this one time and she was telling me something. She was upset and I went, if any of y'all know my mom, first of all, she's Caribbean, and she's Trinidadian. So she was spitting that fire back. But that night she was just really calm. I guess she was just tired. And I was just going, thinking I had the up on moms, right? The next day I was supposed to go to the to the laundromat or something like that. And I was just like, you better give me the key or whatever before I could finish my sentence. Let me tell you, my head was like this. My mom stopped me my mom stopped me so hard. I stood there for like 2 straight minutes, like just stuck in time. I could not believe it. And she looked at me like what you gonna do, boo? I was just like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Like
16. The last time, I remember my last time mom.
Listen, I got slapped.
I was 11. And I said something. My mom was washing the dishes, so her hands were wet. She just gave me a right in my face. I was like,
yes!
oh. Then she was like, what did you say? I said something, and that's why she hit me. But then you try to make it seem like you didn't say it. I'm like, dang, I just said something that was like totally not what I said. She was like, okay, well, sorry then. I was like, yeah. But I mean, I feel like you gotta beat a kid. You beat the kids until they feel guilt. When they're old enough to feel the guilt and mature enough to feel guilt, then you just give them a guilt trip. Because there's nothing worse than disappointing your parents when they have to like, when you know you did something wrong and they just have to look at you, just be like, and you just walk away like, oh man.
You're like, oh
I did
man.
it this time. But it's a point where spanking
it's not effective.
It doesn't matter to you anymore. Like I was taller than my mom by the time I was 13 or so. If she would have getting spanked on my mom if I was say 15, 16, it wouldn't have done anything.
My mom didn't care. My mom was like 5'2", 5'3". My older brother was like 5'11". He was getting beat.
I would prefer it. I was like, look, you can hit me and I'll act like you're hurting me and then we can be done with it. But if she disappointed, and she lets you know it, and it's just like, man.
You know what my mom used to do that used to be really, really sad as far as like the guilt trip stuff? She would go to like people at church and stuff and she'd be like, man, you won't believe what she did. I'd be like, oh, here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
Your mom this is psychological terrorism.
Yo, I used to feel so, I was like, there she goes.
She's going to the church.
And then, listen, and then everybody, when you see them looking at you, I just be like, everybody, the whole church looking at you like,
that's that daggone TV she watching.
I just be like, man, God. But I think what happened was, as we got a little older, my mom, she kind of settled down. I think she was just like this. Maybe she just decided she was too old, for spanking or whatever. She'd break all the broomsticks in the house, all the wooden spoons, all the stuff. I think she just got to a point where she was like, beating isn't helping y'all. It's not like, let's have conversations. So then it became us having like powwows to resolve whatever the conflict was. So it became more of like a collaboration when it came to like, it was like conflict management moment. So she grew and so did we. It stopped me from getting slapped at 16 though, in the matchbox. I'll never forget. Yup, that's what we lived in the matchbox. That's what we call it.
Alright y'all, so we don't want you to think that we're trivializing child abuse and all of that. I mean, we're just having a little fun mostly, but look, discipline your kids, because if you don't do it, then we're going to have to deal with them. I'm going to see them running around, acting crazy at the malls, running around with no regard, talking all crazy out the mouth. Can't have it. That's your fault. We'll be coming back to you when we see that stuff.
Yup.
Anyway, yeah, beat your kids sometimes. I mean, make sure it's
beat your kids.
Don't overdo it. You know what I mean? But just set appropriate boundaries. If your kid responds to talking, then good. I didn't. So I needed it.
I needed to get beat. We all did. Me and my siblings, we needed to get beat.
It is what it is. I think I turned out alright. Look at y'all mad. People shut this thing off dislike. We'll get all kind of dislikes in this video.
Alright, well, thanks for chatting with us today. If you have any comments, don't forget to leave them down below. Of course, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell, subscribe to our channel, and watch more of what we got. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Oh, and if you're watching on Facebook, I know y'all gonna be real mad. Please tell us. Give us some comments. We'll argue with you. We like arguing.
We sure do.
Alright, we'll see y'all.